right?
Yes, we are
Yeah.
starting
Are we,
off on the airship.
is
Past the
it
point of no
is
return.
it the Pirates of the Caribbean theme or
No,
Fortunate Son being played by kazoos?
it's neither of
It's
those.
Treasure Planet.
So look,
Treasure Planet, yeah.
here's the deal, friends. You might know that this episode is Generic Fantasy Adventure, a D&D 5e actual play. The third season, the 23rd episode. I don't know if that's right, but let's assume it is. We start with you on a series of draking ships, which are not airships. So you know that the airships have previously been described as being very ship-like with rounded bottom hulls that also open so that they can put and pull stuff out of the bottom. These are more like extremely ungainly large flying rafts that are in a trimaran style, because they also have magic cannon and magic ballista that they use to fire out hooks and harpoons and pull dragons onto the deck to fight them while they're pinned. Because it turns out dragons are better at flying than giant ships. The ship aesthetic was great when they were the only ones in the air.
Out of interest, because I know that they achieve lift by the rock, the special rocks that.
Yes. Yep.
How do they achieve propulsion?
A wizard at the back casts gusts.
Okay.
To
It's
do with a fan and a hand crank.
Yes, it's one guy with a fan and a hand crank, and he
His name is
expels
Frank. Nobody likes Frank.
his entire life's worth of newtons in work every day to move a massive draking ship. So there are several of these ships. We can see that your troops are crowded around on deck. Everybody has, like, anyone that has any exposed skin is like red, and they look like they're also cold. But we're starting here so that we can flash back and you can do whatever you want back in town to prepare. But you can't abandon it. We're locked in here. We know that at the proper day and time, you will be on these airships with your troops. There will be no vampire going to slay. There's not going to be any hijinks. There's not going to be any this, that, or the next thing. We are predestined to be at this location.
Which means that whenever we do in our flashbacks, we can't die because we're already here.
That's exactly it, James. That's exactly it. There definitely won't be a guy going, Snake! Snake! Snake!
We can't leverage this shit. Yeah, we'll just keep playing on it, and when we need a flashback, we'll do a flashback then when it's plot important.
I will let you do that if you feel that it's necessary, but I want to give you time to flash back now if there's anything you want to do before you go. Because this is it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think Guineria would want to go say goodbye to her mother, see how she's doing, check on her, comfort her.
It's bad. I'm sorry. I'm going to have to describe probably the worst case situation for you.
Okay.
You head into the northern forest and you can see that your mother is in a truly terrible situation. She appears to be writing down poetry with Rython. They appear to be working on a collaborative piece. She is seated in a chair, and he is lying on a uncomfortable piece of stone. That's like his back and lower body are in like 5 sections of. He's just draped himself in a way that surely, for a man of his age, must be deeply uncomfortable.
Composing.
Daughter of our Hidden Valley, it is I. Your elven word for mayor that requires 26 other words.
Yes. I will be departing soon, so I wish to come and check on how things are for our people who are here. There must be vengeance for what was done, and we have that lead. We know what we need to do.
Your mother hurriedly stands up, takes you by the elbow to pull you aside for a quiet conversation, and says, "Where is it that you think you're going?"
Well, eventually the plane of death.
I mean, that's terrible. You would only end up there if you did not live a pious enough life to be judged.
Oh, well. We don't plan on dying to go there. We plan to go there alive and put an end to all of the horrors that have been inflicted upon these lands. We all remember the false Hydra. We all remember the tragedy. It still remains fresh in all of our minds. What is to say that it would happen again if we sat back and did nothing? So I cannot sit back and do nothing. I must go forth. We know now why it's happened and who is causing this. And so my companions and I are going to do something about it.
It's the Archmage then.
Well, the Archmage has given us information.
Oh, I'm confused because you said that this is the person that was behind the false Hydra,
no.
and that was definitely the Archmage.
Oh, the Archmage had the Archmage's experiment was stolen and deployed against us. The Archmage has given us some information.
That's not really how I remember it going down.
No. Well,
within your flashback, there is a second flashback of the Archmage willingly giving the false Hydra over to Ortholax.
From a perspective that you never had.
Yeah. Well, okay.
Well, Janine and your mom spent a lot of time together.
Yes. Okay. Well, but we're not killing the Archmage. The Archmage was blackmailed. Okay, that's fine. There's something above all of that. I don't know if you've heard of Loch Blazewing. Yes.
This is the valley in which his tower was built.
Exactly. And we have surmised that he went...
Let me just stop here. Yeah. I'm easily 2 centuries older than you.
Yes.
I will not have my daughter speaking to me with such an aggrandizing tone.
My apologies then. But if you wish to understand what it is we're about to do, I have to just lay it out plainly.
Sure. Give me the download. And then the two of you have a short montage of talking to each other.
Yes.
Well, I have to say, when you said you were going to the plane of death, I thought that possibly the worst thing you could ever do was on its way. And it does slightly hearten me to know that you are simply going there willingly with some bit of magical protection. Very slightly.
There are tasks that need doing. Someone has to go and do it. You and Marathon are occupied with compositions. So I will go. As blessed in the Keenan Star now, I must go for our people. I will do this.
Out of all of the people who cannot be allowed to die on the plane of death, you are first in my thoughts.
Well, I'm going to do my very best to come back.
You carry within you a piece of the Fey realm, a plane of existence in itself. Yes. If you perish there, something will be lost from this world.
I understand. But this whole world could be lost if we do nothing.
I didn't say you shouldn't go. I'm just...
I know. I understand the risks. I accept
Gives you a
it.
hug.
Turn to
All right.
Rython and say, farewell, good friend. I will miss our chats. I will miss your poetic exposition. Yes.
Yes. How long will you be gone?
I cannot
1, 2
say.
decades?
I'm hoping one, maybe less.
Such a short time.
I know, but such an urgent matter requires swift action.
I see. It feels like just yesterday we were fleeing from the north after the horrifying destruction of our magical wards. Who could have snuck dragons into an elven settlement? Question we have yet to answer.
Well, there are lots of answers we need. Maybe I will get some. I will bring them back. That is my goal.
Very well.
After all, I cannot write volumes 2, 3, and 4 of our people if I do not have the information to conclude the tale. So I must go.
Oh, History of the World Part 2, huh? All right.
Mm-hmm. My apologies for being swift, but I must go.
Nah, I feel like your mom probably fusses over you for... Yeah. And once you're gone, she writes some truly awful grunge poetry. Anyone else got any scenes of a time before this time? A flashback, perhaps?
Yeah, I think Tanira would probably go to like the very top roofing of Dragonhold and maybe do some meditation about how this could be potentially be the end of her current journey in the mortal realm, and maybe the start of a new journey trying to find her husband and child.
Make
That's
a
about it.
religion check.
Okay. Where do I do that? There it is.
You know,
8.
for someone who likes rolling so much, there are times, about half the time, where you don't roll so good.
I would imagine I wouldn't roll very well on a religion check.
You
It's my
find
Arcana check.
no focus, no peace. Your thoughts on your family, you know nothing of the fate of your child, but
Yeah.
your husband has been ethereally stalking you and in their own way working on your behalf, perhaps. At the very least, your soul is free of your ultimate fate given your crimes, and yet you are now bound to another deity for another purpose, which you still don't believe in either.
And it's probably ending when I die, correct? Because I can't really build shrines if I'm dead.
Hey man,
But yeah,
when you get
She
to
knows
heaven,
there-
somebody's gotta build those gates. That's all I'm saying. Gates don't build themselves.
they do not.
When you open your eyes, the sun is setting. And I feel like in this show, sunsets, like the very first scene we had with the Panthers was a sunset. So I feel like this show would have its own version of the Force theme during a sunset. And you can feel that there is a dragon near you. You know, because you're used to their unique pungency of smell, the sound of their wings going around. You hear the tail swishing back and forth, and when you turn to look, it's the librarian, the jade dragon. And it's looking at you with truly ridiculous glasses on its face.
Circular glasses.
No, it's the Vash the Stampede, the like ones that are too small to cover
yeah.
your eyes. And they have a yellow tint as well, which looks quite
Perfect.
odd with its green coloration.
It's easier for gaming. I get it.
Yeah, the intense the dragon chess matches, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sorry. Did I take your spot?
No. This is the powerful ones. Layer, you gave it the dojo, and you look like you were in need of certainty.
I am certain of many things to come. I'm taking my peace with possibly leaving this realm and entering another. I've done all I can. Hopefully I get to do more, but I'm not afraid of death. Only a new chapter where I'm not able to see my husband and child.
I see. Are you not friends with multiple clerics and a bard?
I am. I see them more as friends.
Sure. Your alliances with them should allow you access to spells which may penetrate the barriers between planes and give you convocation with your family.
Perhaps, but I would rather see them in my own time, in my own way, than to rely on. Not that I don't appreciate it, but I would rather do it on my own terms rather than the terms of others.
Forgive me, but my understanding was that your husband was a pit fiend. That is a rather difficult journey to see one such.
It is a journey I'm willing to undertake. I will go wherever he is, wherever he may be, and take on that journey myself as well.
Interesting. You know, many mortal races, especially non-draconic races, find death to be restful, a time to reflect on a life lived. Yeah, you seem to welcome, even worship, the idea of being dead.
I will rest and I will recuperate and I will recant my time here once I know my husband and child are safe, or once I find whatever became of them after they left this realm.
Strange that you seek peace when you are so clearly agitated beyond it. Thoughts. I worry that your attachment may drive you after death. You know, of course, of things like ghosts and revenants, unquiet spirits. It is from those unquiet curses, such as yours, that they are born.
Possibly. Those are many avenues in which I can tread, but I believe in myself and my abilities and my stubbornness to get me to where I want to go.
It is stubbornness through which such things are born.
Well, to stubbornness then, and I'll raise a glass to the dragon.
Okay. I feel like that's a solid scene. The dragon is like, I'm warning you, you'll become an evil undead when you die. Because you can't let go, and you're like, I'll let go by gripping even harder.
Even harder, yep. If I break it by gripping hard enough.
I'll
I will
burn that
be
bridge when I come to it.
Yeah, oh my God. Before crossing it, of course.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to give the Army Corps of Engineers something to do.
It's like
Well,
asking if Tanira is going to be part of the problem or if she's going to be part of the solution.
I am the
Tanira's like,
problem.
Tanira's like, I'm the whole problem.
The whole problem and the whole solution.
I'm going to make it worse, and I'm going to burn bridges for myself and you.
well,
I think Godric takes time attending to his church, or attending to his temple, leading sermons, and I think in his downtime he's writing letters to his family, more so like giving them spiritual guidance as far as like what happened to his father, letting them know like he's passed on to the halls of the ancestors, and that he's essentially like feasting and moved on in his afterlife.
so you lost Vittorio Kanya Kasker as a assistant at the temple, and so Sparky shows up in his guise as a youth minister to help out every once in a while, over the week that you're waiting. And yeah, he's just like, all right, guys, let's sit down. Let's just talk about it. Let's talk about how much your gods love you. I was born in a time before the gods, so I don't really have someone big out there except for the, Supreme Master, the one who created us and everything, and the gods. So, it must be real nice knowing in your heart that there's someone out there. So let's just dedicate this little next tune to 7. It's a little piece that I like to call Wonderwall. While Sparky is doing this, he has 2 earrings in one ear. Just little, like, silver studs.
I imagine Sparky playing a guitar with like just well enough to not be bad.
I see you understand the youth pastor archetype. Yeah.
He hasn't got tool proficiency, so he's relying upon his innate skill.
Performance.
A pretty decent guitar, but it has like
Performance
buttons instead of
is
strings.
-1.
Well, I guess maybe he's not a very good youth minister.
I'll tell you what, I'll roll it. There we go.
Oh boy.
Ooh,
So
terrible.
average. It's average.
It's almost a natural 20.
I mean, any roll is almost a natural 20 from a
But it
certain
literally
point of
rolled
view.
over. It was the next side.
Yes, but how many other sides could it have been?
Touche.
19.
Touche.
Well, James, can I bully you into a flashback, or you solidly you're booking them up for the future so you can be like, all right, well, now that I flash back based on this scene, I want advantage on my next roll because that's how important this is to me.
I think that the thing is that everybody that Kith Freaks cares about is coming on the journey anyway.
Wow, that's
So
super sweet and
Yeah,
terrible.
That's awesome as hell.
Yeah, so she doesn't really have anyone to like. I mean, with her relationship with her extended family, it's a bit odd because she was like the one druid in a circle, so the one ranger in a circle of druids who often spoke in druidic around her, and so that's why she chose a solitary life until she found Sparky. So I think now that the people that she's with, Sparky and these people are the people that she would be confessing the last moments to, which she doesn't need to because they're coming along with. So,
Perfect.
yeah. Typical PC, she carries her whole life in her own bindle. So
3
So no
drinking ships
No confession to Godric then, huh?
descend out of the sky. You find yourselves looking at a somewhat familiar sight. The same place we started at, the crossroad of the 3 villages. It has been turned into a imperial armed camp. No longer 3 separate villages separated by several miles. The 3 villages are now one continuous war camp of thousands of people set up. It is clear that the airship yard in the mountain is now gone. That mountain is inhabited by dragons and drakes. You can see them even at this great distance moving like a living, writhing mass upon the side of the mountain. Dark figures and dark wings circling it. And ever present now around the mountain is lightning, thunder, driving rain. As your troops begin disembarking, many of them airsick. You can see some sort of high-ranking official walks up and is just like, well, so are you all the new secret weapon that the Archmage has sent us? The last batch, I fear, are somewhere over there and a little bit over there as well. Is it magically enhanced soldiers? You secretly have super hard metal skeletons inside, perhaps? Or you soldiers from the future brought with future knowledge of how to win this war? What do you got for us?
I punch really good.
We hit things really hard.
Okay.
We were the ones that defeated Orthorax and his sister.
All right, so he
And
takes
we've
his
been
hat
to the
off
plane
and
of
goes,
death before.
ah, the heroes. Then this must be the heroic dragon Sparky, who has been recognized by the Emperor himself. And the man doffs his hat in a show of deference to your dragon friend. It is my understanding that while your troops help engage us with a search for the primary means of egress from the plane of death, you and your group will return to the plane of death through some unknown means and invade it from the other side. Is this correct?
Correct.
I believe that's the plan.
Very well. Then can I assume that you are officially turning control of your army over to me?
Kithix.
Yeah, well, it's our army, but yeah, no, that's fine. We work better alone. I mean, it's the 5 of us, not like individually alone.
Great. And he turns and he just starts ordering different wings of your military to shore up the defenses in the camp and where to get supplies.
Who was was it the hobgoblin that we ended up making like a general
Yeah,
in the
Babka.
battle?
Yes, Babka.
He's
Babka,
now
yeah,
a general.
yes. Okay, so we'll get Babka and this guy talking. So they can...
Babka rides over on an elephant, and this guy's like, my word, how did you get that thing on a drinking ship? And Babka's just
We
like...
tied it to the bottom.
Babka's just like, we tranquilized it for the journey here. Now it's really mad.
like Mr. T.
Just like how I wanted it to be. I feel like Babka is played by younger Clint Eastwood in bad makeup. You know, it's very clearly just Clint Eastwood, but with like some facial prosthetics on.
So he's in like the Dirty Harry sort of age. Is that
Yeah. No, probably like 20 years after that.
Okay.
Babka begins consulting with this marshal, and the two of them begin unloading the draking ships and setting up and preparing to scout for wherever this portal hole is through which the dragons are arriving. It does not look good here. I just want to be clear. There's probably less than 10,000 humans or sentient aligned races here. And there are easily hundreds of drakes and wyverns and dragons visible from the mountain.
Dragons on our side.
No.
Damn.
Someone stumbles over towards your group It is a young dwarven man wearing an imperial coat with no rank insignia, and he says, in Dwarvish, beg your pardons? My understanding is that there is a dwarven ambassador here?
I think when he says dwarven ambassador, even Godric is like looking around, like, who's he talking about?
He's talking to you.
Me. I guess
Let's just speak Dwarvish.
I'll step forward and be like, I guess that's me.
Okay. My apologies, sir, and with compliments. And he hands you a sealed envelope before dashing off.
What does he say?
Have a letter for you. Your eyes only.
He's just got a letter. He's just got a letter.
Is there, like you said, it's sealed? What's the seal look like?
It is the imperial seal.
Okay. I'll crack
It's
it
like
open.
a dragon with a sword through it.
I'll crack it open and read it.
Okay. It is addressed to you, actually. And it is a official notice letting you know that on the war front, dated 2 weeks ago, that your father has perished, and that you can collect his effects, arms, and armor at your earliest convenience. That your family has officially registered notice that they are to be passed to you.
Okay. Where do I know, like, am I going back to the Imperial capital to collect these, or is it like here
He
at
died
camp?
here in this camp.
Okay. Got you. Okay. I'm gonna let everyone know that they're
My
telling me
dad's
my
dead
father
again. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep, my dad died again. Apparently I'm allowed to go collect his personal effects.
I mean, you can summon him now.
Sorry, what if I go collect his personal effects and he walks in with me?
Sorry about your father, Godric.
Oh,
I appreciate that, but I know he's I know he's already in a better place.
well, that's good.
Most people don't have an opportunity to try to make things right with their parents before they die. But I was able to have at least some final words with him when we did that ritual at the Archmage's house. And I think Godric would excuse himself and try to go find out where he can collect these effects.
If you need anyone to go with you, let us know.
Oh,
But if you-
I'll never turn down company.
I'll just start following behind him.
All right, sounds like we're all following.
Mm-hmm.
Super awkward.
I'm gonna go this way, and then we all go this way.
You collect his effects. It should be unsurprising to you to find out that your family's breastplate has a giant fucking hole through the upper part in the front and the lower part in the back. There's also a small buckler with your family's your family, not your clan's, coat of arms on it. Quartermaster just sort of nods you towards them. Seems to recognize who you are and why you're here. Gets back to doing something else. You are dutifully ignored unless you want to reach out to him.
Can I tell if any of these items are magical or if they're just fancy looking?
They're fancy looking.
Okay.
Tell what happened to them.
Yeah. I want to ask the guy if he knows how it happened. Like what put the hole, motioning to like the giant hole in the breastplate.
My understanding is that a wyvern got a lance and rammed into him from above with it and drove him into the ground. was a rear guard action, slowing down a wyvern dragonborn drop cavalry as they were attempting to overrun a maneuver. Your father and some other members of the dwarven auxiliary group agreed to go out and hold the line to give the rest of the troops time to retreat.
Well, thank you. This gives me some measure of closure, and I'll take the effects and put them in the bag of holding.
Okay.
I think I'll bundle them up first, and then put the bundle in the bag of holding. So whenever I go to get them out, I get them all out at the same time.
Perfect. This feels like a great time to thank Lauren Danger and Grimdark James for resubbing right before the show started. So we could segue here and give you guys a minute to think about what you want to do next.
I was trying to avoid the ads, and I still have to watch the ads.
Twitch.
Mm-hmm.
Classic. Yeah, I don't really know what to do here, to be honest with you.
I think we're sort of waiting for our chance to go once everyone's ready.
Yes. We just want to get to it.
Well, when you're ready, you can go head back home and open that plane of death portal anytime you like.
Mm-hmm.
Do we know when they're going to start their assault, or have they already started?
They are unloading your troops and getting them prepared to start scouting.
So was there like a designated time where they were going to start? Because I thought this was like a joint operation, but we both kind of went at the same time.
Yeah, I feel like you wander around until you find Babka again, and he motions for you to come over, and he says, "So, looks like they're gonna let us rest. Tomorrow morning, dawn's light. Gonna spread out, spearhead a cavalry operation, searching through Badlands. Some of us are hoping to press as far as, according to some of the songs you wrote, there's like a weird, creepy, hag-infested Fey forest that the dragons were staying in. I'm hoping to get some of the cavalry up there. I'm going to take Bongo up there. Could take a couple days, but yeah, I mean, the operation starts tomorrow morning."
Wonderful. We'll be ready.
So we head back then, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, just to be
I give
clear.
Babka the like wish him good luck and give him that man shake from like the Predator movies.
Yeah, the Predator
Yeah.
handshake. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just to be clear, Babka rarely speaks, and so he just looks at all of you awkwardly. You're like, "All right, this is our plan," and Babka's just like staring at all of you.
There's nothing more to say.
So when are you leaving then?
I guess
As soon
now.
as possible.
Yeah, as soon as the ship's ready to go.
Goodbye.
Bye back though.
Good luck, Babka.
Good luck. Maybe see each other again in one way or another.
Well, I'm pretty sure you're going to hell when you're dying, so there's one
One
way
way
I
or
wouldn't want
another.
to see you. It's deeply insulting to imply that someone else is going to hell.
I never implied that. I just said we will see each other again. Doesn't have to be in the plane of hell. I think you inferred that.
Well, it'll be a long day without you, my friend. You'll tell
And
me
an even
all
longer
about
one
it
with you.
when we see each other again.
I'll just start walking away.
All right. He gets on his elephant and starts to do a 1/4-mile run. It's the time. Make sure it's still good, get the engine warmed up.
Yep. Get it to temperature.
Make sure he doesn't need any air in the tires.
In the what do elephants have? Not
Just
hooves,
checking
right?
under the toenails, you know.
Their feet.
Yeah, okay. Gotta make sure they have the proper pressure.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Not too much blood, not too little blood. The correct amount. That's my favorite amount of blood. The correct
The
amount.
correct amount of blood. Yeah, that's usually pretty good.
I try to maintain that level of blood at all times.
So can we? How far are we from Dragonhold right now?
1 week by airship.
And they're doing it in the morning.
No, I think the plan was we were going to portal back.
Oh, okay.
So we'll portal back, spend the night in Dragonhold, and then in the morning we'll go through the portal again.
Gotcha.
If I'm remembering the plan correctly.
Yeah,
That is the plan, yes.
we have big boy spells now.
Yeah.
At least you guys do.
You have fists. Yeah.
I have shiny fists.
Yes. We just need a place. I can prepare the portal. We can go back to the theater. Out back there. And then in the morning, away we go. Blink, blink, blink. Are we ready then?
We are ready.
Yes.
All right, let's go find a nice quiet spot out on the edge of the camp, and we will do this.
Okay. You make it back?
What time is it right now?
The first part of that question is where?
In
Do I know
Dragonhold?
what time it is in Dragonhold?
Yeah.
Dragonhold is significantly further west, so it is already dark when you get back, rather than sunset.
Okay. I want to go to the bathhouse. And then I'll probably just go to sleep.
Oh yeah, I feel like we've never actually done a bathhouse scene, but I feel like all we do is we show like an 8-bit version of your character entering the 8-bit bathhouse, and we just
Pretty
see
much.
a text box at the bottom that says proprietor : my best customer !
I'd play that.
Isn't going to the bathhouse every day the point of Dave the Diver, a game I know almost nothing about?
Same.
But I guess you catch fish and you make them in a sushi bar and you do anime shit?
Yeah, that's all I know about it. You catch fish and then you take it to a bar, I guess, that you own, ? And you just make food and serve it to people, and you have to make drinks and things.
We need that Dave the Diver sponsorship for this show. We'll just have a whole side episode where we go to the plane of water. Okay.
Yeah.
Listen, don't look to me to prompt you on what to do next. You guys are driving your own car here.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to tell me you're ready to wake up at the portal tomorrow morning and everyone's ready to go through it right now, then that's what we'll do. And if not, you tell me what else you want to do.
I think we're as ready as we're going to be.
Yep.
That's not to say we're ready. We're as ready as we're going to be.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing before you go through the portal? Make any plans, preparations,
A hearty
schemes.
breakfast.
I
Get in
mean,
on that.
once again, so are we not setting up because obviously the portal was open for a minute before and we came straight back through. Are we not? There's no organized time to have the portal reopened for us later on to come back out again.
I suppose we would
You
just
can
have to
have
make the deadline.
Lucy and Sound Gerard do that.
Yeah, no, but I'm asking the others in character. Like, are we content that either we're not getting out or we're finding our own way out? You know that. I mean, can the portal even be open from the other side?
We don't know.
Okay.
I don't think we tried last time. It was just already open by the time we got back in.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But it's not a bad idea to have a secondary kind of route to get out. Even if we don't make the deadline, it's still there if we need it.
We could do something like every 3 hours, open the portal for like 5 minutes and then shut it down again. That gives us like a repeating 3 hour window.
I think that it's going to take us longer than 3 hours to find.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Right.
I was more like
Every-
I was saying I got to think like every day for like 3 days and then give up after that, But the thing is that if we set this up, then we put the expectation on ourselves that we're working around how do we get back. Like maybe we just don't need that distraction. Maybe we just commit to the fact that
Yeah.
this is what we're doing. And if there's a way to
We'll
get out
figure
later
it
on,
out.
there's a way to get out. But I think that trying to plan around that now is just going to distract us and add complexity that we don't need.
I agree with that.
You can open it for 1 minute tomorrow at sunrise.
Right. Or I would say open it at the same time of day that we're coming through.
Yes.
And then we essentially have like a reference point of when we need to be back.
Mm-hmm.
So here's a question: do setting stones work across planes?
Nope.
No.
Same plane. Oh, I do want to leave a majority of my money with the dragon that has that hoard in the hopes that if I do come back, I will get it back.
Which dragon?
Not the
powerful one or the
librarian. Yeah, the
librarian?
powerful one.
Okay. All right. You leave all your money with the powerful one.
Yeah, okay, I'll give him 1,000.
All right. When you do that, he pulls out a small set of glasses and prepares a ink quill and a piece of parchment, and he says, "Very well," in a super strange voice. "Would you like this money invested? Dividends? What sort of options are you going for? Or is this just a savings account?"
It's more of a savings account. I didn't know you did investments now.
Well, for someone as young as you, we're really looking for a 60-40 split for sort of aggressive retirement.
Just keep it until I get back.
Understood. I'll put it in the savings. And then he just uses his tail to gather up all your corn and shove it into a specific pile.
Gotcha. I'll take note of that pile.
Your coins are now intermingled with other gold
Yeah,
coins.
I'm just saying we'll pile it in. I'm not saying
Okay.
it's trying to think specifically where my coins are.
All right. He takes his glasses off and he just hands you a sheet of paper inked with his paw print, indicating that you are owed your exact amount.
Less fees.
0.5%.
Works for me.
I think Godric does something similar. He goes to the temple and puts like in a small box, or not small, but a small enough box. He puts in 200 of his, like 220 gold, and then there's a note in there that if he doesn't return, that this should be used for funerary services for our party.
Very
Just hold some kind of
expensive
ceremony.
funerary ceremony, but all right. Hey, listen, they say the cost of caskets are really rising nowadays. Assumably, though,
I'm
you
making the
won't be
assumption
returning from the plane of death if you die, so...
Yeah, I'm making the assumption that we're going to have stone sarcophagi made of us, much like the ones that are already out there.
Of course. I have to assume that there's some dwarven artisan who's taken all of your measurements and has been working on the coffin topper the whole time.
Maybe.
Yes.
And then I think the night before, Godric spends the night in the bathhouse, just really shampooing the ever loving shit out of his beard. Just when you guys see him first thing in the morning, it's just like it's all brushed out and combed out. Maybe he's even braided it.
Looking very nice this evening.
Well, If we're gonna die, I wanna look good.
I want to smell good.
Well, then I think Godric after that goes to making breakfast.
Okay. As you're all gathered before the portal, Sparky's looking around and he says, "So, what's the plan? I recall someone was saying you all would disguise yourself as Dragonborn."
That'll last for an hour. That'll give us an hour at least to explore, hopefully unmolested.
Okay.
I've got the scrolls here.
All right.
I think
What
these are
color
arcane
are we?
scrolls. So,
A Dragonborn different colors.
well, Guineria's casting the spell, so she can choose.
I like to be red, please.
I think we're all going to be red.
Yeah, I figure if we're a motley bunch of different colors, we're going to stand out more than if we were all the same.
Yes. We're all going to be red because I have a ring of fire resistance. And I would assume a red dragonborn might be fire resistant. So let's do that.
Sparky,
color?
you happy to be red for this as well?
Sure.
If we are ready, I shall read from the scroll.
As you're doing that, he takes his mantle of different colored dragon scales off because it will. Well, for one thing, he's not going as a youth pastor, and for another thing, it'll give away his identity immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of tap Godric
Yeah,
on the
like
shoulder with the back of my hand and be like, imagine needing a ring to be fire resistant.
Does he have like an inventory space you can put it into where it doesn't show?
Oh yeah,
like,
he has this
like-
little. He's got his bag of holding around his neck.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, you're all red dragonborn. You're carving the rune into the portal.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Before we go through, I'm going to give everyone one of my cook's treats.
Yes.
So if you eat it,
You
you
gotta bring snacks to the travel. You know, that's just how the travel
well,
works.
it'll give you 4 additional temporary hit points for 8 hours. So
Heck yeah.
it's
How many?
not much, but 4.
Okay, sick.
It's not a lot.
You know what? It's more than 0.
It's more than, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Honest word.
But somebody's got to do it.
As you travel through the portal, you still feel the oppressive push of death around you, but your health is not significantly reduced. The air here is still. You can still only see 60 feet with dark vision. The area appears almost unchanged, except that the signs of your battle have all been removed, as have any. So, like, sword scratches on the ground or like wyvern claws still there, but like blood and bodies and armor have all been removed. There's no one here. And once again, you can only see 60 feet, but when you look up, you see a fast-moving, stormy sky with sort of photonegative lightning crossing it from time to time. Sound is also deadened. You can't hear farther than 60 feet.
Shall we pick a direction? Or
So the Archmage went counterclockwise, starting south from here when she used her eye. South of here, there is an exit out of this temple. And then in like the 4 o'clock position was basically the first place she tried. She turned it off immediately and said that there was something over there that she didn't think it would be wise to view through the scrying sensor.
got it. So go south.
Okay, you are heading south from here?
South.
I'm going to actually cast Aid onto Sparky, Godric, and Tanira. So I'm going to use a level 3 spot for that. It's a level 3 slot too.
Okay.
So done. So you guys all get 10 additional, not temporary hit points, 10 maximum hit points, and it increases your base hit points by 10 as well.
Feeling so alive. You've never felt more alive than the plane of death. As
Monks
you
can always-
make your way south towards that exit, the exit way is easily 30 feet wide. You finally see the walls of this place, massive black stone edifices that rise far above your 60 feet ability to see. And there are 2 Dragonborn to your right and 1 on the left. The one on the left is like seated down on the ground and has his spear like wedged up. The 2 that are standing, one of them has the spear behind his shoulders and is doing it like this, and the other one is like holding his spear and leaning on it. One is black, one is green, and one is red. They wave, and in Draconic, one of them says, "Oh, hey, haven't seen you guys around here before. You're like an all-red group, huh? That's pretty unusual. That's pretty cool. Oh, you must be here to replace the Zeta group, huh?"
I'll just nod. Can I also imitate how the one guy is holding this, like use my spear to kind of do that same kind of motion
Sure.
that he's doing?
So my first question is, who here speaks Draconic?
Guinevere and I do.
Okay, that's the only people that can understand what's happening right now.
I'll
And
nod
Sparky,
anyway.
of
It's
course.
like I understand.
Okay.
I sort of looked at Guinevere to respond only because she's the talky one.
Mhm.
You know, I feel like now is a great time to mention that all of you get what's it called when you get double rolls based
Inspiration?
on, and you all get inspiration. Let's start there.
Yes.
Yay.
Oh, yeah.
Before you do anything going forward.
Break time.
We're like 3 minutes away. I feel like I'll let you talk yourself into a fight real quick before we go to break.
Okay.
Don't tempt me.
I think that I nod and say replacements. Just direct us, and we'll be on our way.
You don't know what you're... You better check in at the presbytery then. It's that way, and one of the ones that's standing points sort of northeasternly.
I'll point in the same direction he pointed and start walking that way.
Can I insight check these guys just to make sure we're not being we're not being checked? They're not insight checking us.
Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah. 11.
You think that they are passively insight checking you.
Okay.
Can I try to imitate the way that some of the Dragonborn walk?
You haven't seen any of them walk yet.
Oh, okay, never mind. When I do see
None
one,
of them have moved.
All right. Well, everybody's passively insight checking everybody. That's how passive work. So
Yeah.
suspicious. I will also insight check.
all right,
I don't even know what they're saying.
Let's follow those directions to the presbytery.
Do I notice that they're being like I don't know, their hands are getting closer to their weapons, or they seem intimidated by our presence here at all?
Make a perception check.
Perception check.
They seem bad at their jobs.
Got it. I'll leave them alone then.
All right, so as you're leaving, the 2 people who speak Draconic also have ridiculously high perception checks, both active and passive. So, as a reminder, sound does not travel further than 60 feet. So, you only catch part of this conversation, but as you're turning to leaving, you hear the 2 that are on the left talking to each other quietly, and they go, "Oh man, Zeta, you know, I wish I was born in that clutch, man. They really have it made." And the other one goes, "Yeah, imagine getting to wash Supreme Master's statue. What an honor. I mean, look, us gammas out here are nothing to laugh at." But and then it trails off. I need insight checks from the whole group.
21.
18.
19.
12.
Wow. Okay, so everyone Tanira knows that based on what just happened, Sparky is literally about to go over there and murder all of them. He is a moment away from turning around and killing all of them. And that's
Like-
where we're going to go to break.
Okay.
I told you guys would get yourselves into a fight. I'm taking
We're really
credit for
good
that
at
one,
that.
actually. I did that. You don't get that credit. I get it.
Maybe
And you know
if
what
we
I'll
roll
get?
better.
I'll get a 5-minute break so that when we come back, we can figure out what's going to happen. Well. So we're back. Now, I want to remind you, you are within 60 feet. They can see and hear everything that you do openly.
Right. So I'm trying to say this thing. Sparky, stop. It's not worth it. We're not here for them.
Make a persuasion check at advantage.
Yeah.
It will also require a stealth check, but let's do the persuasion first. See if we're popping off.
Not really.
Okay, 12 is all right. Let's get that stealth check. "17 is significantly better on stealth, so they do not appear to give you any more attention than a slightly alert set of guards who were just surprised by someone who should be there leaving. Is there anything the other two of you want to do before Sparky acts?
Hmm.
Yes.
I'm gonna give someone with a charisma score the option to do something before I do anything.
I think I want to get close to Sparky and whisper in his ear. Stay on mission. There are bigger things to deal with. All the pieces fall when we pull out the pin. We must be ready for that.
Go ahead, make a persuasion. No advantage, just regular.
28.
Do some Freddie Wong rolls here. Dungeons and
You
Daddies.
asked the charisma board.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. Freddie Wong plays the charisma bard on Dungeons and Daddies, and he goes from being like, "All right, I have a +4" to "I have a +14" in the space of 2 episodes. And it really changes what the group is capable of accomplishing.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Sparky bristles, turns to glare at them, and then keeps walking away. And as soon as they are out of your dome of hearing and seeing, he says, "They are referencing Locke Deathwalker as being the supreme creator of all things, the supreme master."
But
That
when
is-
we kill him, he won't be.
Well, he's not now.
Right. Also that.
Well, we'll prove their assumptions wrong when we kill him.
Yes, that's what I meant.
And this is obviously how he's been able to co-opt them, really, isn't it? If they believe that, then they'll follow him. If we can dissuade them of that, if we can disabuse them of that notion, then he may lose these allies very quickly.
I think
That is
Sparky
possible.
agrees with you, but he's still just filled with the teenage hate for this guy. I mean, listen, just to be clear, the being that created dragons is the original being in all of the universe and made him 11th out of 10. So this is basically his parent. Someone else is claiming to be his parent and also probably ate another dragon. So Sparky is like really pissed right now.
He might have been your father, but
Identity
he ain't
theft
your
isn't a
daddy.
joke, Jim.
Oh my god. Sparky looks at you and goes, "What the fuck? He's not either of those things."
Listen, Sparky, let's get Blaze Deathstalker, whatever he's called, and then we
It's
can come
Lock
back and check
Deathwalker.
these guys. Okay, well, whatever his name is, we can get him. Then I'll help you come back and murder these guys.
I'm pretty sure Blaze Deathstalker was on American Gladiators. That show is so good.
So good.
Are we still in character or not?
No. There's just like four or five other gods just like in the pantheon, like, oh, such a good show.
It takes you perhaps longer than you'd think. You have to travel several horizons of 60-foot bubbles before you arrive at the outskirts of the presbytery. There is like
More than an hour?
No, like
Okay.
2 minutes.
Okay.
Just to indicate that this entire facility is like the size of a football field.
Okay.
You walk into so again you see the edge of a wall that is separating what looks like a library to the south from an area where senior priests are gathered and are doing administrative duties at lecterns, at desks. Some of them have standing desks even that appear to move with them as they are going to talk to other administrators. Almost all of the dragons here have black scales, and they see your group approaching. One of them stands up. They are a half dragon that is green, and they walk up to the short like fence wall that has several spots like subway style that would let you through, and he says in Draconic, "I've not seen your group here before. Which clutch are you with?"
Theta, we're replacements.
Ah, the honored statue. Yes, of course. All right. Stay here. I will go and see if I can find your equipment.
So we saw a library in the Archmage's like scrying, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And you had just walked past the library to the south. It is adjacent to this presbytery.
But we don't really know where anything. Like we didn't find anything of significance in terms of we didn't find Loch Deathstalker in the Archmage's scrying. I mean, we don't really know
It's
where there's.
Deathwalker, and it
Okay.
still will be.
Okay.
It always will be.
Right.
No, you didn't see him anywhere. The Archmage saw something and thought it would be best for your eyes not to look upon it in the library.
Okay. But she let us know that it wasn't significant to like what we're trying to do here, though. We don't have, we don't have to go in there and defeat whatever it is without looking at it.
That's correct.
Yeah.
No, stop, Andrew. No, to meme lords in chat.
I just want to stay on alert because since I don't know what anybody's saying, I just want to make, do sweeps of the room every now and then.
Amazing. So you're the most alert-looking person. They come back with a bucket and a mop and 5 rags, and he just drops it in front of you, and in Draconic says, "All right, so you're the team leader." In Draconic, to you.
I'll just nod to him and start putting the rags into the bucket.
You can see that there's at the bottom of the bucket like a little bar of soap.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just put all the items I can in there and then kind of grab it with the broom.
Make sure you let your team know that the last group We think that they were eaten by ghosts, so just keep an eye out. That sort of thing happens around here from time to time.
I'll nod again.
What's your name? Again, intraconic, and the last thing you did was nod when they said something.
I'll just chip in with this is Tarax.
Ah! Axe, huh? Little bit of Black Dragon in you. That's good. That's good. I can see why you're honored as the team leader.
I just want to point to my ears and just kind of shake my head.
Oh. What's wrong with him? Her. What's wrong with her?
Yeah. Just training accident. Should recover in a few days.
Okay, make a deception check.
All right.
That's a good excuse, though.
Yeah.
Training accident.
All right.
Ah, yes. The results can get explosive when you mix certain cleaning chemicals. The soap here is non-caustic, so use it wisely. Work until you are tired. Make sure to clean and honor the Supreme Master. When you are tired, return here and I will make sure that someone leads you to the meal facility and the dormitories. Go. Now.
All right. I sort of like tug on Tanira's shoulder.
Go wherever Kithrix is pulling me.
So I'm guessing they mean the statue where we came through.
Hmm?
Yeah, it's probably because we killed the ones that were there. That's why they were eaten by ghosts. Okay. So once we're out of ear and eye shot, 60 feet away. Right. So there's no point in this facade. Will just take us back to where we started. We need to be looking around, but hopefully the buckets and mop will give us some. It's like walking around with a clipboard. You look like you're supposed to be there.
I was gonna say you walk around with a plunger. People just let you go wherever you're going.
Just a safety jacket and a ladder. They'll let you in anywhere.
Yep.
I'm afraid there is no OSHA in the plane of death.
Well, there really should be.
Well, I have to tell you, the people that end up here traditionally ignore OSHA rules, so...
Yeah. So I think we need to, look, my opinion is a library would be a relatively central place. So I think that looking around near the library, without going inside of that same group again, would be where we should be looking to try and find any sort of, because we saw areas up until the library when the Archmage was exploring. She stopped at the library, so we need to go past there. I think it's what else we can find.
Yes. Agreed.
Right,
Just
we've got
be
limited time
clear.
left for the spell.
You came here, you headed directly south, and you found your way to an exit to this facility. Then you traveled northeast. You know that the library is south of where you're at right now, and the presbytery is where you're currently located, along the eastern wall. It should also be noted that compasses don't work here, and things like north and south have no meaning. These are just relative to the portal.
Yeah. So you say this facility. So effectively, we're in a structure overall within the plane of death.
Correct.
Yeah.
You are inside the tomb of Unash.
Yeah.
From what you can tell.
I almost feel like the best course, given that no one can see anything more than 60 feet away, the best course of action would be to try and isolate a single dragonborn, beat them up, and then question them about what else is here. Given that they seem to believe that random deaths can be just attributed to ghosts.
Do we know in which way they perish? Because if they're not consistent, they're going to get suspicious.
Well, the last group we killed, we shot them to death with arrows and stabbed them to death and punched them to death. So, yet they were apparently eaten by ghosts. So I'm guessing the forensic skills of these dragons is not exceptional.
Okay.
They saw the arrows and said, yes, the killers must have went that way.
The ghost of a porcupine.
Yeah. What is it from The Simpsons? Bottlenose bruises, blowhole burns. This is clearly the work of rowdy teenagers.
Basing our plan on The Simpsons then.
All right, do we like this?
Yeah, I think
Yes.
that's a sound plan.
Sounds good to me.
Okay. So we need to wander until we find a Dragonborn we can isolate.
Mhm.
Do you have a particular direction you'd like to wander?
Past the library, like I was in, like just
South?
like we want to go around it, yeah, to see what's on the far side we didn't see in the Archmage's vision.
Mhm.
You continue to head south. You reach the southern wall. Takes about a minute and a half, 2 minutes of walking at a casual pace.
Just follow the wall.
You want to go left or right?
Well, which way was the library?
Left.
Left, so we'll go right.
You walk back up to the same entrance you were at before, and the mixed Dragonborn contingent here looks a little surprised to see you again carrying your stuff, and the one that spoke to you before stands up and goes, No. The statues, I know it can be confusing. The statue's that way. Just walk for a minute or two and you'll get to it. It's really easy to lose your way in here, but you'll get a feel for it after a couple of weeks.
We'll go that way 60 feet and then go back to where we were going.
Just keep heading west. Okay. You travel west.
Well, actually, do you want to? Hold on a sec. Should we ask if one of them can just walk us over the back so we don't get lost again? Come on, Guinea. You're the.
Yeah, that's what I'll do. Is like, yeah,
If you
it's
really want to be slick, you can get the one that made that comment about Deathwing being the
Supreme
Deathwalker.
leader.
Mhm.
Yeah, that guy.
So I'll say maybe you could help us, show us, because it is taking time to get our bearings.
The three of them look at each other, and the one that seems to be in charge points at the one that is alone on the left side, sitting on the ground, and goes, "You know what, Durex, you're not doing anything. Get over there and get our good friends from Zeta where they're supposed to be at." And he goes, "Okay, whatever." And he growls in Draconic, uses his spear to help push himself up, and kind of sullenly goes to escort you northernly.
All right, let's get out of visual range,
Yeah.
Yep.
and then we jump him.
So as he's walking, you tell me when you're ready to interrupt. He's just like, "Yeah, so, it's a real honor to be posted here. It's pretty light duty. We don't have to go to the other plane and, fight those freaks. It's pretty nice being close to the Supreme Master. You can really feel his power kind of washing over us."
Have you seen him yet in person?
Oh, yeah, he comes down every few days just to make sure his statue looks good, hand out the blessings and benediction, open the portal between worlds, all the basic stuff you got to do when you're a god.
Have you been to where he lives, or he's only ever come here?
Oh, he lives in the Black Mountain. It's distance here is kind of weird, but it's just, if you keep going north past the statue, you get to the exit that faces the Black Mountain.
AP.
Yeah.
In terms of direction sense, I mean, I know you said there's no sort of north, south, east, west here, but is it conceptual that like the places in the plane of death could overlay similarly to the places in the prime material plane?
This is not Legend of Zelda, unfortunately.
Okay, I'm just wondering. You mentioned the Black Mountain, and we saw all the dragons on the mountain near Three Rivers, but
The Black Mountain appears to be a location here.
okay, it's not a facsimile of
Make
something
a
in the prime
Arcana
material.
check. You're on an interesting tangent.
It's more of a Godric thing, really. But I'll give it a go.
Well, and if Godric was thinking it, You absolutely are convinced that these two
Crushed it.
things are not related.
Okay, no worries.
The Black Mountain appears to be a combination like domicile temple rather than
All right.
a real mountain.
Yeah. All right. Oh, I think so. Yeah, I think just lead us to the statue. We should be good from there.
Oh yeah, we're almost there. Yeah, I mean, look, the feed isn't too good here. You know, kind of all of the life gets strained out of everything here when it dies. So, you know, we have to eat live rats, and you got to kind of keep them intact in your mouth as long as possible so they don't go bad.
Hey, so when we were walking off, I heard you say before that, like, you know, this is obviously a real honor for us to do this.
Yeah.
But before you head back, did you want to have one little wipe? Just one little go on the statue? Like, you know, I won't tell anybody.
Allowed to? Okay. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, here, I'll hold your spear if you like. I'll hand you the bucket.
Oh, he hands you the spear.
Okay, no worries.
He gets the rag and he gets the soap at the bottom of the bucket on the rag, and he could see his tail is like wagging a little bit as he gets ready to walk up to the statue. He just stops in front of him and says, "Supreme Master, we love you,
Check him
man."
out.
I give Sparky the nod and Sierra.
I want an athletics check from you, sir. Contested.
Who?
From Tanira, because Tanira said I want to check. Oh no! All right, good. Okay, well, you got absolutely fucking demolished on this. You can't beat that, even if you rerolled it.
Can I reroll it with my inspiration?
Even if you rerolled it, you couldn't possibly beat it.
Yeah, because I have a +1.
They have a
right.
+4. You suck at athletics.
As he's climbing up the statue and I see
He hasn't even started climbing up the statue. He has a rag in his hand. He's looking up at this massive statue and saying something really epic. And then Tanira goes, huh! And then does that thing where like they don't catch the throat. And this guy's just like, am I under attack?
All right. When I see Tanira is not doing it, I want to take my axe and just bop him in the face with the flat of the axe, just as hard as I can.
Make an attack roll.
Oof.
Okay. You hit him in the face. Go ahead and roll damage. Now, before I tell you what happens, it is your prerogative to choose whether damage is lethal or non-lethal.
I was saying non-lethal because I was hitting him with the flat side of the axe in the face.
You hit him in the face with the axe. He goes, ah, fuck, that really hurt. And then he goes to take a really deep breath. We are gonna roll initiative now. I'm not gonna start the turn order because it's really just a question of who can beat him in initiative. Because if he goes first, you're in a lot of trouble. And if any of you beat him, you can probably keep him quiet. Unless your plan is to have a tiny, small, frail person with no experience at choking people.
I can't.
Yeah, they won't.
I just meant like roll a d20 plus your initiative modifier.
Okay.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm not going to start the official turn order.
Yeah, because I have advantage on initiative checks as well.
Great.
Well, it's not me.
Me.
Okay. Okay.
You get proficiency on no, you don't get proficiency, do you? It's just next.
Okay. So everyone but Godric will be acting before them. What would you like to do as you see this dragon sucking in oxygen like Kirby?
So Guinevere is at the front.
Yeah. Oh, hell. I'm going to dissonant whisper him. That's fine.
Okay.
The jig is up. But I'm going to do it as a level 2 spell.
Okay. As you do this, I would like you to make a DC 15 wisdom saving throw.
Oh, okay. Oh, my goodness. So can I roll my
Spicy.
damage and then?
Do you deal damage on a? Do you deal
Yeah,
damage?
it's half damage.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So this guy turns to look at you with fear in his beady little eyes, and then falls to the ground, twitching and foam coming out of his mouth. I still need that save from you.
16.
You cast Dissonant Whispers, and you hear in your mind, "Come, find me. I am imprisoned nearby. Help you."
That is really weird.
But for the rest of you, what you see is Gwyneria cast a spell on somebody. That person falls over, and Gwyneria goes, "That is really weird." And Sparky goes, "No, it was kind of the expected result."
Is it dead?
Where's
The is the dragonborn dead?
Non-lethally unconscious this time.
Okay, I wasn't sure with distant whispers being it was yeah. Only because if it dies, it's going to resurrect all of a sudden. But okay.
As a ghost, yes. Or a skeleton. Or some other form of spirit.
Something called to me when I cast a spell. So when I whispered into the dragon's mind, something said that it's nearby, imprisoned, and it could help us.
No. Has someone else got a rope? I'll tie him up.
Seems suspicious. But someone from this plane could be useful. We don't have to make all of them go to sleep.
I mean, we know where we need to go now, but I mean, that doesn't really give us. It's nearby. Nearby is a very relative term, and we don't have any direction.
Mm-hmm.
Said locked up, right?
Does anyone actually have that rope?
I think I do.
Okay.
I've got rope. I've got rope, but my rope's magical. I don't want to leave it behind.
I should have rope because I've had rope in my starter's kit and I never used it.
I'll steal my original rope, actually. Okay, I'll use my original rope to tie him up.
Okay.
Yes, I do have my rope. So either my rope or James's rope. Either one of us can use our rope.
So do you want to try and find the source of this voice, or
Well, could it be a trap? Could it be real? I don't know. What?
Sounds to me like somebody's trying to get out of whatever predicament they're in through us.
Man, but if it's something that's imprisoned here,
It's imprisoned here, then
by-
the people here don't really like it all that
it happened
much.
when you cast a spell, right?
yes.
Why don't you try
But I
casting-
cast a specific spell.
Okay. Otherwise,
But
I
I
say you can try
cast a
casting.
psychic spell. If I
Yeah, but
cast a
it's
psychic spell, and that's what happened. I don't. It's not like I.
Do you have any psychic cantrips?
Ooh, I will conjure a minor illusion and see if anything speaks to me.
Nothing happens.
No.
I mean,
No.
you conjure whatever your minor illusion is.
It's it's a dancing lock Deathwalker in my hand.
He hits the gritty real quick.
Hey,
And then I crush my hand around it and it's like preview of the future, I hope.
question. So, pointing at the dragonborn on the ground, what is the plan with him? What are we doing with him?
Leave him here. It turns out that people rarely come this way.
Okay. If we have a writing implement and paper, could we put a note on him saying that he was trying to wash the statue, or just
Sure.
something
no
to
worries.
explain why he's tied up and on the ground?
Okay.
Is there anywhere we can hide them that's in range that would be easier than just leaving them here?
I mean, everything here is hidden because you can't see more than 60 feet. Like we could take him somewhere else, but he'll wherever.
I mean, yeah, we
can.
can at least move him to an area where he's less visible, even within that 60 feet cone, instead of just like right in front of the statue.
I mean, Godric's idea is not that bad actually. It gives a reason to why he's here. He may be.
Yeah, but when he
some
gets up,
sacrilege.
he's going to tell everybody that he got jumped, and then that reason is null.
Well, the
Why
note explains why he got jumped.
Yeah.
We leave a note saying he was inappropriately touching the statue of Loch Deathwalker.
And he's just going to get rid of it.
He failed the test.
Unless somebody else, you're assuming
Well,
somebody's
he's
going to find him before he wakes up.
Yeah, but he's tied up. How's he going to get rid of the note?
You can call for help. They can't hear him.
You just roll. Like, is he tied up so he can't like move at all?
I mean, we can tie him to the statue.
I think that we're at assignment with this disguise spell. We can't be. Yeah.
Look, I
Or
don't know
how about these coffins? Can we just stick them in a coffin?
Works for me.
Are you
Perhaps.
taking the
Start
lid
moving into
off
the coffin.
the coffins?
Yeah,
Which one are you opening?
whichever one's closest.
Don't open the coffins. What are you doing? Let the dead out. Ah,
Who let the dead out?
So
It was me.
are we following through on this opening the coffins?
Well, now that you're asking, not
I
really.
tried to stop her.
I'm just confused because Gwyneria is saying she's stopping, but I didn't hear anyone say, okay, I back down, or no, I go forward with it.
Yeah, no, I definitely open it.
Okay. Again, which one would you like to get? Left, right,
The
or
one that's
middle?
closest to me.
I'm going to let you choose.
I don't like that answer. The one that's right next to my token.
Okay. The right-hand one?
Yeah.
All right. You crack that shit open slightly. And as that happens, you see a hand come out and help you open it from the inside.
I told you the dead are inside.
Can I
just throw
get on the
the
other
dragon?
side and help push it back shut?
Can I just throw the Dragonborn in there real quick on top of what's already there? Godric, open the fucking castle.
Make athletics.
I'm
Who's
so
making
good
the
at that.
athletics? Janira?
It's Tanira, because Tanira's throwing it in.
I'm gonna re-roll
Okay.
that.
Okay, that's a good time to read. This is a great time.
My God.
Come on.
So look, you get the Dragonborn in there with whatever this thing is, and you start pushing it close, and it uses its greatly superior strength to just wedge it open and sit up and say, "It seems clear. You aren't supposed to be here."
What does it look
Punch
like?
it in the face.
What does it look like?
I was gonna say, can I fight it to just put the lid back on against it?
This is your last chance. You're gonna
I just
need...
want to know what it is.
Well, I didn't get to roll against this thing.
Well, that's because someone was saying that they're doing it. But yeah, this is the last chance. You
Okay.
are gonna roll athletics
Okay.
to stuff it back in with the
All right.
Dragonborn stuck inside with it.
Ooh, I'm gonna re-roll that. Give me my, let, me
Use
use my
roll
inspiration.
again.
Guys.
Let me use my inspiration.
The algorithm is not on our side today.
There we go, 19.
There you go.
What is going on today? All right. All right. Yeah, you stuff his ass back inside. I will need a... What is this to identify monsters? I feel like it's Arcana.
It's like if
Oh,
it's
it's,
undead,
it's
religion.
undead, it's religion. Yeah.
Okay.
Really good at that.
I imagine this thing sits upright, and Godric just yells "nope" and shoves it down and closes the lid.
We'll see.
Got the highest one. That's crazy.
None of you identify it.
Damn.
Okay.
I was
You
gonna say, how
have
do I not have
no
perception?
idea what this thing is.
What the fuck was
The
that?
what you generally see is a transparent, see-through set of claws. Each of the claws are coming off of a hand. The claws are about 9 inches long and are razor sharp along the edge. Like it's like saws coming off, or like razor blades coming off. The hand is in a also transparently see-through white funeral robe, which is all that you've seen of it, because rather than it sitting up, you threw a dragonborn on it and then stuffed them all in and closed the casket lid.
Nailed it. We're so stealthy, you guys.
You briefly hear the sound of something dying, and then you hear the sound of something going in Draconic. Oh, my death was... And then silence.
Crushed it.
All right.
Let's worry about that later.
Let's never do that again.
I warned you, but you didn't.
Body's gone, isn't it? Just saying. Probably not a second time for that one.
Guinera, you said something called out to you.
Yes.
I don't suppose it could be one of the things inside one of these coffins, could it?
Oh, probably. And it wants out, and so it's us gonna pretend to be a friend. Let's just go in whatever
our
direction
thing.
we think north is, and end all of this. I
Going
don't want to
west.
open any more things.
Where are we going west?
North.
Oh, never mind.
Well, that way.
The other north. Got it.
Yeah, I want to believe that when the Dragonborn told us it was north, it was like it wasn't the north we were thinking of, because we've decided our own orientation.
It's like the Lost Island where it's like a little off of north.
Yeah. But he did point in the right direction to the black.
The Black Mountain.
Okay.
Yeah.
You travel for about 5 minutes and you find a much smaller. It is probably only about 8 feet wide and 12 feet tall entrance set into the massive black stone north wall. You can see from here. You can see miles away. So there is a road made of skulls that is also 8 feet wide that has pillars of... You see that they are all people who are impaled upon a spike, like they're dead bodies, and they have a piece of bread on their chests. They are all facing inward towards the path. It looks like there are miles long of these leading to a sort of strange, like half built into the weird ground of this place, half rising above it, sort of a temple complex structure north. And as you gather at the doorway, you see a flash of light come from that complex, and then you like hear sort of thunderous roar. And I'd like everyone to make a dexterity saving throw.
He's sniping us.
Who's got the worst dex? Because I can give someone advantage on a saving throw.
Definitely me.
Okay, we'll have advantage.
Yeah, definitely him.
You said saving throw?
Yeah.
Okay. And then you gave me advantage?
Yeah.
The flame spread. Trees like torches.
32, a 14, a 14, a 21, and an 18.
That's pretty good.
And a 22. It's nearer.
Jeez.
Godric, you take 45 necrotic damage.
So I assume I failed the thing?
You did.
Okay.
I assume I did two things. I rolled the same as him.
You also rolled a 14? Sorry, I
rolled
thought you rolled
14.
higher than that. Yes, you also take that.
All right. Since I failed the saving throw, I'm gonna use my ring of evasion to just choose to pass that saving throw.
Okay. So here's what happens. You're all gathered. Everyone by reflex throws themselves to the side and presses up against the inner wall of the temple. You see Godric is like about to be consumed by some sort of blast of like black electricity. And then it's like a Castlevania, like he leaves an after image of himself as he slides sideways. So it's just Kithrix who gets rolled over and takes 45 hit points worth of damage.
Oof. What was it? Acid? Oh no, black
Necrotic.
Yeah.
So I was literally playing a D&D game 12 hours ago with my character who's resistant to necrotic. But not this one, not this one.
Should have brought that one here.
Yep.
Just quick save
I
real
will
quick and switch out
get it.
characters.
I'll get up and try and get out of sight.
Okay.
I'm gonna toss Kithrix one of my potions, I guess.
Oh, thank you. Which potion is it?
That I'm checking right now.
I was gonna say if Kithrix is near me, I can give her like 10 potions of healing.
Oh,
I
I'm not
believe
that
all
thirsty.
of you have a ton of potions of healing.
We
Yes.
I have 92 in my bag of holding.
Sheesh, yeah. Let Godric give her one.
So is it just a regular potion of healing?
Yeah, just regular. I'll give you 10, so you in theory should be able to get back.
Well, I want to see what's happening as well. Like I'll have one now, but I'm not going to sit there uncorking and like doing 10 healing
I
potions.
imagine he just like brings them out as like a flight of beers.
All right. How many do you want?
Just give me like 3 for now.
Okay.
Did anyone ever play the board game The Harbingers? Or I think in the United States it was called Atmosphere?
No.
Yeah, with the gatekeeper.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, with the keeper. Yes.
Yes.
That is who I imagine appeared in Guineria's mind when she was being talked to. You know, like a sort of photo negative, green eyed, like, you must come find me. I am a prisoner.
I actually have a story regarding that board game as well.
You want to hit us with it?
I mean, I don't know. Do you want to hear it?
Yeah. We can't
so
save that shit for intro hour.
No worries. Yeah. So my sister used to work for one of the major book companies in Australia, like bookstore chains, and when it was released here under the title Nightmare originally. And when they released it here, the store, which is in the middle of Sydney's downtown, did a big event where they sort of got like a whole, they did food and food trucks and all sorts of stuff to try and get people to the store to release this game. And they picked 5 people from like the crowd to like play a session literally in the middle of this pedestrian mall with a giant screen so that everybody could watch. And because my sister worked there, she managed to swing me as one of the 5 spots.
Yeah.
And so we played this game, and like it was one of those ones where the game obviously is played on a VHS tape, so it's a fixed thing.
Stop!
But yeah, but it just happened to be that the game seemed to perfectly follow what we did. Like we were honestly convinced that somehow this game was actually reactive, not just predetermined as such. And I whined my parents, they bought me the game, and as soon as I played it at home, I realized it was the exact same video. I was disheartened, but it was a big thing at the time.
DVD re-release where it's randomized.
They did, and they did all sorts of add-ons too. They did the Witch, they did the Mummy, they did.
James knows a lot more about this than I do.
Well, because the 6 characters you played were all like archetypes. There was a vampire, a mummy, a witch, a zombie, something else, and they started to release new videotapes that were just that character doing it as well, a different story. And like the Gatekeeper, as the game went on, they got more and more horrific in their visage. So the witch starts off as like an attractive French girl and eventually becomes like a haggard hag sort of thing. So
you pop 3 potions, taking almost 30 seconds to do so. Nothing else happens.
Yeah. Was it so? We tried to get close to the door. Is that right?
You were
the wall
looking out the door, and it happened.
Looking out the door from the
You were inside the
chamber.
temple, exiting the temple north
Okay.
towards the Black Mountain.
And that happened.
Yep.
I would start.
No,
running.
if this was a Disney, Tenira would look at the rest of the group and go, "So that happened," and then there would be a laugh track that plays.
And so we all, everyone that dodged back into the temple. Was that right?
Yes, sideways.
Okay.
Yes.
At this point, I just want to run. I think they're onto us.
Oh, I think that it senses that we are the living. We're only disguised.
I mean, the problem is whether or not it will just consistently shoot at us once we're outside the temple.
Mm-hmm.
For that, we don't really know who the enemy is or how many there are, but we could get that fight underway and then traverse our way over to the Black Mountain so that we're not getting pot-shotted.
It felt more like a trap or a mechanism than it did like an attack.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think, Sparky?
Make an insight check.
For Sparky or for me?
I think both, actually.
Okay. Well, terribly today.
Right,
We
same.
all are.
It was
Well, Sparky's better.
necrotic lightning. I'd make an Arcana check to see if I can understand the nature of it.
Sparky, I believe I've described him as having a little wispy chin beard, and he strokes and he goes, "I think your idea sounds right. I think that was like a trap, like those who look upon the Black Mountain sort of deal." It's a good
So
call.
if I walk backwards,
If it is a trap, it feels triggered. You know what I mean? Like it's gonna need to recharge. Why
Let's
did you
go.
laugh when I said that?
So we're back to the nearest run plan?
I'm in. Let's go.
So we
Don't
have
get too far ahead of us.
all 5 of you running in a straight line down a path made of skulls.
Oh, I mean, I think we're like zigzagging, aren't we?
Yes.
Like, yeah. Serpentine alpha.
Are you leaving the path to do so, or are you staying on the path in the process?
Staying on the path.
Okay. I want to imagine that you're running to Flow Go from the Naruto soundtrack, fighting dreamers. Everybody's just Naruto running
We
for
are
3
fighting
minutes.
dreamers. Da. Oh, we oh.
I'm glad someone got the reference. You definitely can feel a gathering of negativity around you, of death, as whatever that thing was, that blast, is preparing itself again down this path. You run past hundreds of people of different races, of different cultures, genders, all of them dead, all of them with a spike running through them, all of them with a piece of bread on their chests as you make your way to the Black Mountain. You run up a increasingly difficult graded ramp till you find yourself on what is very obviously a final boss fight arena. It is a flat circular area with strange runes carved into it. There are 13 green torches from skeletal arms. So the arms are reaching out of the edge of the area and have a green flame lit in them. And
Sick.
someone who is very obviously Locke Deathwalker is seated, his tail coiled behind him in his black dragoon armor. He rises and turns and says, "You do not belong here. I sense
Neither
the
do you."
stench of living on you."
You don't belong here either. This is not where you're from.
What would you know of where I'm from?
We know that you stole power to be here.
We know that
know
you
you
used
were-
to own Dragonhold, or whatever it was called before we got there.
We knew you were a hero once.
You used to be Blazewing. Now you are Deathwalker.
Make a group Arcana check.
Yeah!
You just need
Because we're really good at that.
one person to hit a 27.
Fuck.
Oh, it ain't
Not
gonna
gonna
be
be me.
I can't get it. I think the only person that even could get that would be Grenaria, maybe.
Yeah, no.
Only an
It's like-
18. Ah,
It's so
should
dumb
I
that it.
use my inspiration and re-roll it?
I mean, you've got the
Yeah.
best chance.
I would.
Oh,
If anybody should do it, it would be you.
I'll do it again.
Oh, that's
21. Almost. Nope.
There's no guidance, no bardic inspiration.
Can I give
no-
myself bardic inspiration?
You can't normally.
I think
There
that's
is a
called
level where
self-
bards can do it, but if you don't know
No.
that you can, then the answer is no.
And
No.
guidance wouldn't get her anyway.
Guidance
Wouldn't
is
get
not
it.
going to
Yeah.
get her over the top.
No.
Okay. You have no idea what Loch Deathwalker is now. They appear to be an amalgamation of different powers. Which is to say, they're multi-class. Elf, dragon, undead.
They take
Ranger.
one level dip in bard.
like a dog and a child in there too.
He took 2 levels in every class.
Locke steps toward you and says, "You know who I was. Do not know who I am. I am the creator of all things. My will turns everything."
You were a man once, but now you are not. To say that you are the creator of all things is to spit in the face of the actual creator.
If you're the creator of all things, who made you to begin with?
I made myself. I fashioned myself out of the last vestiges of the hero you despise, Locke Blazewing.
We don't despise Loch Blazewing. Who said we despise Loch Blazewing?
I have left that life behind. I am more.
I'm getting ready for a fight.
Well, we're here to
How
make sure
close
that
is he
you
to
are
us anyway?
no more.
About 60 feet away.
Oh, okay.
As you say that, he draws one of his swords, which looks so truly massive in his hand, and he says, "It has been some time since anyone has challenged me. Come, have at thee then." And that's where we're going to pick up next episode.
No.
No.
I didn't know you guys were going to walk directly into the final boss fight. There's a whole fucking temple that you haven't explored.
You know us. You know
Temples,
what we do.
me? Come on.
Yeah. We had an
Literally,
hour.
literally, my party did the exact same thing in the game I run yesterday. They skipped two boss fights and went straight to the final encounter.
Yeah. Well, hey, listen. You're going to have a lot of spell slots and health going in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That was the
exactly.
whole point. It was
I
just
have
find,
all my key points for once.
find the boss and see who
and-
survives.
I haven't used my flashback yet.
Oh, that's the ultimate power.
Money in the bank right there. I knew
Level
it. I knew James was going to hold that shit up and be like, "But Mr. McMahon, I've got the money in the bank right here."
It's a level 10 spell right there, that flashback.
Oh boy. This is going to be some crazy shit.
Dum, dum, dum.
That was fun. I really enjoyed that episode.
Yeah, that was good.
That was.
I think there is a good chance the next episode will be the last one of this series.
My feelings.
Because you
One
might
way or
all
the
be
other.
dead.
Yeah, exactly.
Just
No.
prepare yourself because it's going to be fucking brutal.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
I'm just smugly trying to figure out whether I want all of you to roll initiative now, so you
Let's
know
do
how.
it.
I don't know though. Like, I don't want to give you a week to prepare, knowing your exact initiative order.
Yeah.
But it would be interesting to be like, oh, so you all act after them. Oh, yeah, how interesting. How interesting.
Then we'll just spend the whole week ruminating about how we're just gonna get our asses handed to us in the first round.
Yeah. Oh, goodness me.
Metal solos ensue.
I want to imagine that this fight is
How many swords does
Elden
he have?
Ring. He has 2 swords.
Okay, one on each hip.
One on his back, one on the hip. He drew
Okay.
the one at the hip.
So our summons and things will hit work now, will they, because of our protection?
Yes, and I feel comfortable saying yes to that.
Okay. No worries.
Yeah, you've all been blessed with the power of life through the death of a phoenix.
Yeah.
Willingly given.
Also, the power of God in anime.
You have one of those, and I'm not going to tell you which one it is.
Might have to.
Wow.
I might have to Pokemon this fight.
Now that you know that they aren't going to die, he's going to be like, Conjure animal, conjure animal. I summon a cloak of many things and I pull a badger out of it.
Summon a whale and drop it on him.
Yeah, summon a pack of gorillas.
Summon bigger
Yeah.
fish. I very much doubt you could summon a pack of gorillas, but if you do, then I may need to upscale this encounter. Oh, I got 100 XP randomly.
I had a druid in a game a couple of years back, and as soon as he got the summon animals spell, he summoned a pack of gorillas, and it was like enough to get 4 gorillas, and they became so we saw them so frequently, we just started referring to them as the boys.
The boys.
Makes sense.
Yes.
That's awesome.
The boys would show up, and it was
boys are
nuts
back
because
in
his
town.
plan was he would have at least one gorilla would try to grapple, and they'd all grapple until the guy got held in place. Then the other gorillas would just have advantage and just punch the guy into submission. It was such like a brutal tactic to use.
Valid.
I think that second D&D established a law that when you summon something with the summon monster spell, it summons it from somewhere else. It's not like created out of nothing. It's taken from somewhere else, and when the spell ends, it goes back there again. And second ed D&D had, I think, like Summon Monster 8, one of the things you could roll was a second level adventuring party. So that was always a joke of a con game is, oh, you're a second level adventuring party that's suddenly been summoned monster into a major fight that you've got no idea what's going on.
Well, there were probably lots of little things to figure out, knowledge and tidbits, and this whole puzzle. And we did what we usually do.
And we missed an ally, apparently.
Allies.
Was
Allegedly.
Alleged
Such
ally
allegedly.
or undead looking to escape.
that a bone claw, Arthur?
There's an Eidolon.
Oh, Eidolon. Okay, no, I see.
There is a bone claw in one of them and a mummy in the other.
Okay.
I picked a good one then.
Mummy's in the middle one.
When you had the Dragonborn guy and you said he was sucking air in like Kirby, I wanted to try to throw like just a handful or fistful of seasoning down into his mouth.
A whole handful of cinnamon.
He was preparing his breath weapon, so it would have all come back in your eyes.
I was gonna see if I could throw like what's it called? Like cinnamaldehyde. That's the thing that makes cinnamon candy spicy.
Again, it would have ended up in your eyes.
Not if he choked on it.
I had 2 options: dissonant whispers and just do the psychic damage and whatever, or take a sword and pin his jaw shut by stabbing him underneath.
Do it, Lord Danger. The character that said she was never going to hold a sword is now the red mage
That's what-
sword fighter in Melee, battling the final boss when he says, "Come at thee!"
I will exhaust every spell I have before I go.
No,
and
get
use
him.
the sword.
Melee combat. Kill
No.
his ass.
What you need to do is every time you describe his sword swings, just do it so it's like the most incorrect way you could ever swing a sword.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so he switches to a reverse grip
That is obviously
with a
the
bastard sword,
first
and he
worst
swings
thing.
it like this.
I easily sidestep out of the way because he
Also
has
got a white
cannot
key on
maintain
it.
his mission.
That's okay. He moves like Dracula, so he has, there are multiple echo copies because he's moving so fast, and the sword
I missed
also
you.
has seeking.
I misty step.
All right, he counterspells.
I dispel magic.
Damn,
There
are we
go.
running? Are we running scenarios right now?
Well, you can't cast a spell and cast a second spell in the same turn, so you can't Misty Step and
I
also
punch him
dispel
in the
magic.
nose. There.
All right, well,
Yeah.
you do that in Sword Rage. Hey, listen, we're doing that thing that great masters of Eastern martial arts do, where we both look at each other and we describe what our future moves are in a dream that the two of us are sharing. So we do the whole battle, and then the one that loses has to turn around and go,
Yeah, it's
So
like
that's how it is.
Sherlock Holmes.
oh, yeah, Sherlock Holmes does it in the movie with Moriarty. Yeah.
Yeah. Look, I felt very clever convincing the dragon to
Come
to
with
wanna
you?
clean the, and to want to clean the statue.
No, for me, the clever moment was I can hold your spear. I was like, oh, damn, that's such a good one. And he has no reason to suspect anything otherwise.
Literally getting what he wants. Why wouldn't he give up the spear?
A reverse bladed sword? I assure you that Lock Deathwalker is not using a reverse bladed sword. There are blades on both ends of this motherfucker.
There's 4 blades.
He pulls it out, and then more blades shoot out of the bottom like a lightsaber staff.
What is this? 80s fantasy movie?
Yes.
Does more blades appear and then some of them shoot out?
Yes. He throws it and then it comes back to him.
I think they did it in the D&D movie. Someone had they shot their sword blade. And
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Just to be clear, for me, this guy's like Frieza right now. And not like Frieza later when they've already killed him and he's like a weak punk ass bitch. Like, you're going to need multiple seasons to defeat Frieza sort of level of threat. Like, he's fucking scary as shit. And I feel like you guys aren't appreciating how terrifying he is.
I'm appreciating that we're getting possibly another season out of this then.
There's no way that's going to happen. I need to start thinking about Imperium Maledictum based on what happened here tonight. I thought I had another 2 or 3 episodes.
I guess not.
That's just
Guess not.
2 or 3 episodes that he doesn't have time to level up. So we're good.
I'll tell you what. I will answer any one question about the campaign that you have. One person, one question. You can consult on it. Just if there's anything I've missed or didn't explain or something you're interested in.
All right. What do you least want us to know about the campaign?
Are the Panthers coming back?
That sounds like a sports question.
Is that your question? The Panthers one? What do I least want you to know about the campaign? I could answer that, but it would be spoilers for this fight. Are you sure you want that?
What
I
are
don't
Lock
wanna know.
Deathwing's damage resistances?
Ah, okay.
What was
I
your-
think save the questions till the end.
All right.
Yeah.
What was your favorite battle to run so far?
I think it's probably going to be the next one.
Uh-oh.
I think I'm going to kill multiple people.
Here's your answer, folks. You got it.
Let me put it another way.
Do
I think that
do we get a final
multiple
level up before the
people
fight?
are going to have trouble in the upcoming fight. You
Yeah,
get a
the ones
level up
without
before the
spells.
fight? No, of course not. There's a whole temple full of enemies for you to kill, and you literally are like, peace out, let's go find Locke.
Yeah, but we avoided that fight. We avoided all those fights, so we should get the experience for them.
Yeah? What kind of
Yeah.
experience did you have? You
Running
choked
away
one guy
experience.
out and you put him in a coffin? That's
Listen, I want to get paid in exposure, okay?
it? I'm fully willing to pay you an exposure. You're getting paid a exposure amount of XP for what you did.
Yeah, 69 XP.
That's how much you think a level 1 Dragonborn is worth?
Sure.
You're rating him way too highly. All right, closing thoughts for today's episode then, if anyone has anything. Or any upcoming projects you'd like to announce.
Getting jabbed and hit with a needle on Wednesday.
What's in the needle? Human blood?
The
Cortisone.
correct amount
All right,
of
well.
human blood.
Not human blood.
That's my
Cortisone.
favorite amount of human blood.
I stream on Fridays and Saturdays, 8 to 10 on Friday and 8 a.m. to noon on Saturday. If you guys want to stop by, I'll be drawing.
Nice.
Doing drawing stuff.
Wherever Arthur goes, there I am, looking
True.
over his shoulder from behind.
Just waiting to be like, actually.
Judging you silently, waiting to call you out on a rule there.
We have the charity game coming up on October 6th, and I will not be running it. I will be the host, and Spoon will be running it, which means that James can argue with Spoon over the rules, and I will laugh silently. I will watch The Watchmen.
I could expect nothing less.
All right. Is everyone good for next week?
Should
I believe so.
The 24th. Yes.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
a strong chance that that'll be the last episode, so be prepared. It'll be the chance of a lifetime.
Or
Sensational
time.
news. A shining new era. Tiptoeing near.